first thing is you got probably as much hip turn as you do shoulder turn. It should be about half as much. Your hips should turn about 45. Your shoulders should turn about 90 or thereabouts. 80, 40, somewhere in there.
Too much?
You have about 80 degrees of hip turn and about 75 degrees of shoulder turn. You turn your hips way too much.
Okay.
And not only do they rotate too much, they shift laterally. Watch, they don't stay in this box. Oh my. Swing and sway with Sammy K there. That's a lot of lateral shift that you need to get rid of.
That's why I chunked the ball, huh?
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's way too much. Now, there's ways to work on that. One of them is just standing and turning one segment without turning the other in front of a mirror so you can get a sensation or kinesthetic awareness for what your body's doing. You can see how I'm doing that, right? That's just motor learning. I just practiced that over and over. Now I can turn one segment without turning the other. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to turn your hips. That's not what I'm saying. But in you not trying to turn your hips, you're going to turn them 45. So, yeah, there's nobody that's at your age that's not going to rotate their hips. That's not what I mean. You're going to probably need to rotate them if you have a back problem, because it probably won't feel too good on your back to turn your upper body and not turn your lower body. Or I would like you to increase the stability of your pelvis overall. That's just too much movement.
All right.
That's it. Everything else is fine. You got a great shoulder turn there. There's so much movement though. There's no way to be consistent. Now
that would be reflective in my 90 mid to high 90s scoring most of the time.
All right. Now, you know, your weight is on your toes here.
All right.
86% of your weight's on your right toe. You do have 93% of your weight on your right foot, but it's all on your toe. That's not good. That's why you fall forward. Now, why does that say 100% on your left toe? Right, you lift your left heel off the ground. Exactly. Now, is that good? To have all your weight on your toes at the top of your swing? No, right?
I don't think so.
No. So that's why we use this, because people are unaware of where their weight's distributed in their swing. They're unaware. So becoming aware of that, you just stick a plastic dowel rod underneath the arches of your feet and practice loading into your right heel a little more, and that will help you. But
how about flexing my knees slightly?
I think your knees, from this angle, we can't really tell how much they're bent, but they should be unlocked.
They are, but I'm just thinking, if I try and sit down a little more, that'll make your weight go to your heels more, for sure. The sensation, sit down.
Yeah, usually people get on their toes when they're too much on their heels, believe it or not. Your brain seeks balance. So if you start here, you're going to go there. Now, I don't know if that's your case, but we'll check. But overall, we just have to get rid of that lateral movement. Now, there's several exercises. One is a lunge exercise, right leg forward, and just work on keeping this knee stable and turn your upper body against the resistance of your lower body. Just like that. See, I'm not turning my knee. See how stable my knee is there? You have to activate your adductor muscle. If I took a piece of tubing and I wrapped it around your thigh and I started pulling your thigh in this direction, you would have to activate that in order to stop that. That's what you have to do.
Okay.
So like if I said squeeze a ball as hard as you could and turn your upper body, you would feel the resistance in your lower body. Or if I said push your knees out as hard as you could, that would also resist movement. Both of which are things you could practice. Getting in front of that mirror and working on stability is important. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, that's too much movement. Now, there's nobody playing golf that does that. Obviously, it's any good. I've never seen it.
Give a rag.
a rag. So this would
You
be,
tagged me.
so this would be, well, you still managed to play pretty well. Anybody breaking 100's above average. You can see how stable she is there. There's nothing moving side to side there. All right. So we'll do a little wider base. That will help get your ankles, I mean your feet a little bit wider. That'll help you stabilize and eliminate some lateral movement. Your overall swing is good, and through the hitting zone here, that's really good. It's very good. You get a little bend in your elbow right there. You see how your left elbow right there sort of bends.
And that's create the hook.
That'll create the hook. Yeah. Look how solid that lead arm is through the zone. See how you've bent your arm? There's more. Yeah. So that extension will help. Motor learning, practicing the movements in your from December, January. I mean, you can practice that. Just doing the motion training.